Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing just great out there. Um, Today, we are going to talk about feature story, what feature story is, and how we write a feature story. So let's start. I hope you all can see this PowerPoint presentation on your screens. So let's discuss about feature writing. What feature writing is. Basically, it tells the reader a story. So it has a beginning, a middle, and end, as we have learned in the news writing techniques. So it uses quotes deliberately and liberally and allows the readers to see the story through the detailed description and vivid writing. So we follow the same pattern we have discussed already. Um, Transition quote formula. So you will start with the lead, most interesting information, then the nut graph, which is the second paragraph of the story, a summary of what the story is going to be about, why the story is important. Then a direct quote that connects the nut graph, uses more than one sentences. Direct quotes should show the emotions of the story. Then transition, the next information, then another direct quote, then another transition, then another direct quote. That means, and so on until the story is completed. So all the transitions and direct quotes are interlinked. So if in this story, if we say in this, according to this formula, if you have one piece of information and direct quote is supporting that information, then you have another piece of information, then another direct quote is supporting that information. So the opening sentence must grab and hold the reader's attention by using specific interest arousing words. Then it must catch the spirit of the story and create the proper tone, serious, sarcastic, ironic, flippant, melancholy. It all depends on the type of story you are doing. So lead should be actually um, catching the spirit of the story. Uh, can be often are no longer than one sentence. It's your chance to grab readers' attention, and you should be very specific to your story. Should not be filled with cliches. Should be in third person. Must fit to the mood or tone of the story. So there are a few types of leads: narratives that tells a story, descriptive describes a scene or person or subject. Direct quote must be used with narrative startling statements, while contrast and compare leads, and then the twist lead that actually gives you a surprise. This is a narrative. So you can read this narrative. Salman's 2,800 friends have never seen him cry. His father has seen him cry only once. The day has October when doctors told that 16-year-old football player that what he thought was a bad case of a flu was actually leukemia. So he cried a bit, then Mr. Amir said, but then he squared off and said, well, I'm not dead yet, and I haven't seen him cry since, although he's told me that sometimes he cries at night when he's all alone. This is a narrative. So this is a descriptive that describes a person or the scene. It is 7:30 Thursday night, and the FC college is deserted except for its well-lit cafeteria. So you can read this out. You can pause this video and read this out. This is a descriptive um, lead, basically intro. You can say direct quote: "Don't be mad. I took some pills." Ali cried as he stooped over the room. So this is a surprising, or it should have must have very powerful quote. Startling statement. She never knew she had it. It's a kind of that creates a drama. Twist. This is another example of twist. You can pause this video and you can read it out. I'm not going to read all these prompts. So after the strong lead, you need a strong nut graph. So what is the nut graph? We have discussed earlier. Nut graph is the paragraph that follows lead, that comes right after the lead. So what is the nut graph? Basically, it's a summary of what the story is going to be about. It is 5 W's and 1 H that you didn't answer in the lead. So it's the thesis sentence of your story. Basically, it tells how it happened, when it happened, where it happened, why it happened. So this is the nut graph, the second paragraph. On the second night of Amir's family fishing trip, his grandfather's boat filled with water and capsized. For 3 days, Daniel sat on the top of the capsized boat, hoping he and his family would be rescued. So that is basically the nut graph. After the nut graph, you need transition code formula. We discussed it. It's the same story. So on the third day, after the Coast Guards called off its search, a fishing boat found the men. It was miracle, Amr said. So you can see this is basically a direct code. So you are using a direct code with a new information, because previously the information was about how their boat was capsized. But this information is that how someone found them, and you have added a new direct code with the new information. So you can pause this video and you can see these quotes. So after every transition, you will see there is a quote that supports that new information. So all these transitions are new informations. Transition number 1, on April 2, Amir will share his miracle story when he and his family go on the Today Show. There is a direct quote, then there is transition. Amir's miracle story began on March 11 when his grandfather boat started sinking. Then again a direct quote, then transition, a new information as the boat filled with the water. Amir's father passed out life jackets. Then another direct quote, and so on. Next thing is how you end your story. This is very important. End your story with a powerful quote or the tie the ending back to the lead. All right. For a strong feature story, remember this uh, formula: create, quotes, strong, leads, transition quote, formula, unique angle, description, and detail. So you can use the first name on the second reference if the story is about a student. Add plausible description to flesh out your lead. Have a lead longer than one paragraph. Some pitfalls to avoid in feature writing: use new news leads, writing in the passive voice, that is not uh, advisable. Using too many adverbs and adjectives. Remember one thing: in news, never ever use adjectives and adverbs. Instead, you should be using nouns and powerful verbs. Messy handwriting won't help you. Story doesn't fit. Doesn't use T and Q or formula. Lack of strong quotes, because in every story you need quotations. So that's it. This was a short and concise lecture on how to write a feature story. Um, Next lecture will be on introduction to broadcast media in Pakistan. So we'll finish our print medium here, and from next lecture, we'll be talking on broadcast media and how it started in Pakistan, and we'll look into the different production aspects of broadcast media. Thank you very much, guys. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Bye-bye.